And boy, have I got a surprise for you. So let me show you. So let me get situated here. So here we go. Let's see. Nope, wrong way. Come on. There we go. So I ended up finishing up all these thumbnails. Come on. There we go. Okay. So I ended up finishing up. Oh, it's flipped. Okay. Boy, I don't know what you guys would do with yourselves if I actually did this correctly the first time. Let's see. Flip. There we go. Again, if I could come up with a better way of doing this, I would. All right. There we go. Okay. Probably right back where I started. But as you can see, I did finish up this entire book, or this this entire 17 pages of the script. And I ended up going back and redrawing a few of them that were really unclear. And then I did a bunch more. And then I did, oops. I did a few more. So it turned out being 32 pages long. But the interesting thing was there's a really good breaking point at 24. I think is right here. Let's see. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, page 24 ended up being a good breaking point. So if I did do this as issues, that would be where I would break it. So one of the things I was thinking about was this is kind of like, I don't know if you've seen that challenge where you draw the same thing in 10 seconds or let's say a minute, and then 10 minutes, and then an hour, and then 10 hours. I don't know if that's the way it works, but that's kind of what I'm doing here. So this was kind of the 1 minute or maybe the 5 minute challenge. I'm going to take it now to the next one, which is not going to be an hour a page. It's going to be, this was probably the 1 minute a page because I didn't spend very much time on it. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take each of these panels and kind of work them out a little bit. And we're going to go the like 5 minute version. And now I have a little bit smaller sketchbook, but it's about the right aspect ratio for how I'm going to draw it, because this is about the size that I want to do it. So what I'm going to do is brand new sketchbook. There's only a little mark here because I wanted to check to see if I could use Sharpie on it. And I can, so because it won't bleed into the next page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start kind of roughing out some of these pages in pencil, and then I'll go back and do it. So, okay, so I did work this out that it should be like a 5-panel page. It's 4. I did work it out that I should learn how to add. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to have space here, and I want to have the steel duck flying past. And I want space here. And then I want a bunch of laser beams. And I want to have Nomad, or whatever this thing is going to be called. Flying after it. I'm just going to draw him as Nomad right now. Okay, so that's the first page. That would be page 1 of this beautiful graphic novel. Which I will probably do a nicer version of it. Well, should I just do it page by page, or should I just barrel through? I think I should just barrel through. Looks like 2 pages are stuck together here. It's just really thick. All right, next page. Okay, this is the one. This is going to be this page. So we know that they're having a problem with shaking. Maybe too much of a shake here. Okay, so what's he saying there? There might be not be any reason to ink this, to be honest. It's just kind of a waste of time. Okay, so he's saying another hit. He has kind of a big thought balloon here. That'll be 2A. Okay. Okay, next line is, why are they attacking us? So let's put a little... This is 2C. Okay, so in this panel, I want to make sure that we see that Sam is steering. And his line is, some people just like to fight. And that's 2D. You see, I'm not spending a whole lot of time on any of these, just kind of doing real sketchy. At the bottom, Mayberry's gonna, or they're gonna be sitting here. Basically, the idea is that they don't want to hear this. So they're gonna so sorry, I'm not talking very much. So basically the idea is that the intercom call is going off and Mayberry doesn't want to hear it. Let me add a line. Are you going to get that? And I may put something like, you know, that sounds like the internal communications or something like that, so people don't think this is the probe that's contacting him. So yeah, I think I'm going to add a line here. And I'm going to add the line. Beep, beep. Neep, neep. I think this will be the line, speaking of which. This is going to be 2F. Which is a line that was in it originally that I took out. All right. Now we're going on to this one here. This one right here. Okay, so big old panel. I kind of like the idea that these things are shaking around so much that they're like getting dislodged from the page. That's kind of the idea that I'm going for. How's it going, Kevin? Maybe just a little bit more height on that. Okay, so again, I've drawn these things so many times. It's like some of these locations I know as well as I know my own house. Hey, Ben. How's it going? I kind of want to do some sort of static line. I do the final. I may put that in digitally. I'm not sure, but The trick here is to not get too detailed, but just detailed enough that it can inform me when I'm doing the final. But sometimes I can't help myself. So. Yeah, the perspective's kind of way off, but. Okay, so it's a steel duck opening. And what's his line there? What are you idiots doing up there? Okay. It's going to be... call that 2E1 since I added extra wording in there. Okay. Okay, so this panel is Mayberry pleading with him. Oh, Sam says speaking of which right there. Well, that's okay. I just swapped them. Great. This will be 2F. And then ship rocks again with another direct hit. Wow. Actually, I should do the classic Star Trek, everybody's falling out of their chairs type stuff. Oh, thank you. Is it Roku? Was it Rock? Rokua. Well, thank you. Yeah, originally I was going to ink in some of this stuff, but I don't think I'm going to now. So there's page 3. All right. So when you open it up, so this is part of what you have to kind of deal with is, and for fear of messing up my view again, you want to kind of bear in mind what the overall open layout's going to be. And actually, I got pretty close to what I was going to draw. Let's see if I can get that lined up. So there's that. Oops. There's that. It becomes that. And there's that. Almost that. Which becomes that. All right. Next page. I can't believe how thick this paper is. It's pretty amazing, actually. I only bought this because it was the right dimensions. Okay. We're on to page 4. Okay. So we're now in engineering. I probably should show a little bit about what's in. Come on. It's right there. What's in air engineering. And it will. I know it's going to be basically a very classic layout. When does Roberta come in? Oh, that right. She screams. He calls to Roberta. Okay, so I'm going to change this a little bit. I'm going to put Jalea over here. Actually, let me see if this will work. Yeah, it should work. This is what happens when you change something after you've already kind of figured it out, although I never really figured it out. Okay, so I want to put the workbench over here. She's basically C-3PO. This. Okay. I want to put a device on the table. And I want to have a very obvious computer with her plugged into it. Actually, I need to figure that out. This is where I should have gone to college for for perspective. Okay, the line I'm going to be having there is Roberta get in here in the double. Okay. That is 3A. Okay. Okay, now I want to show Roberta. This is what I get for having the pencil sharpener in the other room. Okay, this is 4A. Okay, and then he says not yet. Okay. See, the way this should be set up, is I should have the dialogue balloon here, and then I should have not yet coming out of here. I think I'm going to fix that. As beautiful as that drawing was, better to do it now than when I'm trying to do the final. So that's why I run into problems. This will be Then we have Ralph. His monitor here. This is all stuff that's in the original comic. Like if you look at this old one, I didn't realize I had a How to Draw Mayberry in here. Yeah, you can see him looking, talking into one of these things back then, and him talking into one of these things. Anyway. All right. Home stretch for this particular page. Oh yeah, and she says, "Not that's not my job." Actually, you know what? I'll put that in the next panel. This is all just me figuring this stuff out, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I just want to make sure it's super apparent that she's plugged into the computer. I think this should be like an old style PC where the top's off of it. I'll have to get some reference, but they always have like really antiquated technology on these ships. Okay, so Okay, so it's important that it says, all right, we just need to see a bar graph here. It shows the progress. Maybe show a little bit of the wheel in the background here, but not real apparent what it is. Okay, so what he says is, okay, so he's going to say thanks and then cut her off. That's going to be 5A1. And then he says how this couldn't have happened at a worse time. This is 5B. Okay, we're good. It looks like a mess, but I'll figure it out. All right. Next up is... Oh, wait, did I get ahead of myself? Yeah, this couldn't happen at a worse time. I was going to give her a close-up. I don't think that's going to happen. This is the problem I have when I'm... I don't know if it's a problem, but it's one of the hazards of um, having a script like this is that I always want to add gags and stuff, which is what I'm doing right now. But I mean, it makes it better, but it also runs the risk of messing everything up. Like it throws off the timing or the page count or something. I think this is our only line. So it's going to be just the same panel twice, basically. I must have forgotten to put. This is 5C1. Okay, this is where Roberta comes into the room. Okay, I got to figure out the geography of this room. So doesn't make this isn't the biggest deal if it doesn't work, but I like to try and figure this stuff out. Okay, so this is the back of the spaceship. Here's the engines. This is Sammy's wheel. Ralph has a little bay here where he can. This is where we're going to see later, where Roberta's manning the booth. There's a hallway that goes up like this, and there's another station over here that's like damage control. There's a ramp here, and then there's rooms. So I think this is I believe this is where sick bay is, and then this is where we're at right now. He has like a little workbench and a console. So I guess the workbench would be over here. because that makes the most sense. There's a console here that he's at, and then Roberto will be coming this way. And we have Julia sitting here and other junk everywhere. And then he has his own little private bathroom and all that stuff here. And there's a staircase. And then this part goes to the bridge. It may not be quite exactly the way I always did it, but that's kind of my thinking the way it is right now. So he's standing right here, and he's talking to Julia right here, or JLB8 right there. So Roberto will be coming in this way. All right, so if that's the case, the way I have this set up is not going to work. But let's see if I need to worry about that. No, I do not. Okay, so I'm going to put Ralph. Okay, so the console is here. He's been working out. Julia is here. So all this junk I had in the background here, I'm not going to use it. Now, Julia does have some definite differences between C-3PO. Basically, like she's a female version of C-3PO. But the design is a little bit different. It looks a lot like it is all. Has a lot of elements to it. Like she doesn't have the disc in the front. She doesn't have the main crossbar on her head or the eyebrows. What does Roberta say? All right, Ralph, make it quick. The engine is your responsibility, not mine. It's a terrible drawing. So that's going to be 5E. I have to litter this with all kinds of junk. This Ralph's kind of a slob. Actually, everybody on the ship is kind of a slob. Okay. Again, here's the full layout of this. And to compare. Let me get it lined up. All right, there's that panel, or that page. There's that with that. This one changed quite a bit, but still basically the same. There's that with that. So anyway, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through this entire book. I probably will do all of this online because it is actual drawing. You can see how much drawing I did based on the amount of graphite that's on my finger here. But I think I'm done for today because I need to get some puppet work done. But hey, I've laid out now. I've now got something that resembles the first 5 pages of a book. I'll probably go back and rework this page just because it was so basic. But again, I kind of figured out this one may end up being in ink because it's a lot of black and stuff that I kind of want to see how it looks. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a good day.